You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no
flats this time. That's a touchdown just off the bat.
You've hit your fury and kept it in. But it's time now you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix.
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. Experience more.
Security Bank of Pulaski County, with two convenient locations in Waynesville and St. Robert, Missouri, is a proud supporter of the Waynesville Tigers and the Lady Tigers athletics, including all their sports and activities. Security Bank is a member FDIC equal housing home lender. They can provide home loans, auto loans, whatever type of loan you need, and whatever support you need, give Security Bank a call or visit them in Waynesville, St. Robert, Missouri. And welcome here to Class 1 of the state championship wrap up here. Missouri is over for small schools. We'll start with Class 1 boys. It was Bunker defeating Brunswick in a close finals in the Final Four, 61-54. Bunker also defeated Faith Christian 64-50 in the semifinal round. And Brunswick had a 73-54 victory over Kingsville. Third place goes to Faith Christian Academy, 64-37 over Kingsville earlier in the day. So, your Bunker Eagles are your Class 1 boys state champions. In Class 2 of the boys state championship, it was Eugene once again picking up another state title with a 71-56 victory over Hayti. Eugene picked up a 64-45 victory against Clompton in the semifinal round. And Hayti picked up a 75-48 victory over Penny. Penny won the third place game 50-25 over Clompton earlier that day to pick up third place. So your state champion is the Eugene Eagles in Class 2 for Missouri this year. In Class 3, it was Principia winning the state title for a second year in a row, picking up a 98-34 victory over Miller Career Academy in an all-St. Louis championship. Miller made it to the championship with a 75-56 victory over North Platte, and Principia defeated Liberty Mountain View 70-33 in the semifinals. North Platte would become the third place team as they defeated Mountain View Liberty 61-57 in a close ball game. But your champion, the Principia Panthers, for Class 3 in Missouri this year. Action Highway 28 is your local gas station for all your small grocery needs. Also, your Hunt's Brothers pizza provider, making it fresh in the store and keeping it warm under the lights for you. Multi flavors to choose from. You get 3 for $30. Also, all your snacks, chips, whatever you need, down to your beverages and down to your sweet snacks. Check out Dog Patch. The Dixon School District has been a sponsor of Allen Hilliard Sports for many years now and continues to provide sponsorship. They have 3 state-of-the-art schools, including a high school, middle school, and an elementary school, all in Dixon, Missouri, serving the Dixon and St. Robert area children. Be sure to check them out at their new admin building on the corner downtown, just off of Main Street, the Dixon School District, Dixon, Missouri. Come visit the downtown service station in Waynesville, Missouri. They have been there for many years. Used to be the Schultz service station, but they do maintenance. You can get gas. They sell Route 66 merchandise. There are plenty things to do downtown. Be sure to stop there and visit the friendly staff. If you need a quick job done, they can take care of it, or just stop in and say hi.
To the block and tackle the Mac Stack, a Dickey's Barbecue Pit game changer. Our signature mac and cheese topped with Dickey's quality slow smoked meats. And Dickey's delivers just in time for kickoff. Visit Dickeys.com, legit Texas barbecue.
Dickey's Barbecue is a proud supporter of the Newburgh Wolves and Lady Wolves, as well as the area schools and communities in Rolla. Among other areas they serve, be sure to check them out on Kings Highway. Enjoy Dickey's Barbecue, greatest in town. And we are back here for the girls' side of the state championships here. It was St. Elizabeth bringing home a championship for central part of Missouri. They defeated Delta 68-64 in a close ball game. St. Elizabeth, a very good local team here. This is their first state championship. They've been to the Final Four many times. They had a 40-point victory over Northeast Cairo, 59-20 in the semifinal. And then Delta defeating Rockport, 67-55. Rockport would ultimately be the third place finisher as they defeated Northeast Cairo, 51-38. But St. Elizabeth Lady Hornets are your Class 1 state champions. And in Class 2, it was all public schools this year, as the Tipton Lady Cardinals would pick up a victory over Portageville, 76-46, a 30-point victory in the state championship game. Tipton made it there by picking up a 30-point victory over Marionville in the semifinal, 63-32. And then Portageville won their semifinal, 52-43 over Barstow. Marionville would eventually win the state title at 68-49. So Marionville will take third, Tipton will take first in the Class 2 State Girls Championship for this year in Missouri. Class 3 was the Principia girls defeating St. Vincent 60-32 in the state championship. Principia defeated Skyline 69-46 in the state semifinal, while St. Vincent defeating Lone Jack 48-26 in the state semifinal. Skyline would be the third place finisher with a 59-42 victory over Lone Jack earlier in the day. So the Principia Lady Cougars are the Class 3 state champions. Actually Panthers, sorry about that. But they are the Class 3 state champions. Skyline is third. Arkansas Activities Association believes that athletes are taught by many things through sports, in addition to the skills they learn: self-control, ideals of fair play, honesty, respect for authority, and for opposing players. To learn these values results in maximum benefits from his or her athletic experiences. Once again, thank you to the Arkansas Athletic Association, and good luck, Pocahontas Member School, Arkansas Activities Association.
Sometimes we can do things that exclude others.
You're still talking to your friend?
It's complicated.
I think he went back in. We gotta go get him.
Welcome to Jumanji.
Even the smallest words and actions can have a big effect on someone.
You have the skills.
Because of you, someone's entire day, their year, or their life can change.
Remember, the future is in your hands.
Visit becauseofyou.org to learn more.
Totally, let's do it.
Central is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports for a couple of years now. Be sure to reach out to them on Facebook or give them a call for all your glass needs, whether it be windshields in cars or doors for your home. Auto Glass Central can help. Home Plate Grill in Dixon, Missouri is a proud sponsor of Allen Hilliard Sports, and a great place to eat. Grab a burger, grab some waffle fries. They have some of the best food in Pulaski County, located downtown Dixon. The Plato Athletic Booster Club is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Plato Eagles again this year, especially in the Frisco League tournament, during the basketball season, and during the spring. Be sure to check them out, Plato Athletic Booster Club, on Facebook to become a member. Roscoe's Ice Cream Truck in Iberia, Missouri is a supporter of the Iberia Rangers and Allen Hilliard Sports again this season. When you see them, be sure to stop by, grab a sweet treat in Iberia. Thank you from Allen Hilliard Sports. In the Class 4 boys state playoffs here, it was Clayton defeating Dexter on Saturday, 77-54. They will face Benton, who won over St. Michael, 65-43. That game will be at 10 p.m. at Mizzou Arena. Vashon picking up a 68-53 victory over Orchard Farm in the state quarterfinal to make it to the semifinals. And Logan and Rogersville defeating Nevada on Saturday, 73-39. That sets up a big matchup against the defending state champion Vashon Wolverines. Should be a very good matchup. Both very good teams. On the other side, Benton, another very good program there, coming in against a very strong Clayton team here. So, 4 very good Final Four teams. Championship game will be at 4 p.m. on the 21st. Third place will be on the 21st at 10 a.m. The finals on the 20th at 10 for Clayton and Benton, and at noon will be the Rogersville-Vashon game. Be sure to check that out. Should be a good game up at the Mizzou Arena. Class 5 in Missouri represents for the boys nearly every part of the state, as Sikeston from southeast Missouri will face Raytown South out of Kansas City on the 20th at 6 p.m. Sikeston defeating Vianney on the 14th, 62-60. And then Raytown South defeating Lincoln College Prep on the 14th, 67-57 to set up that semifinal. That game at 6 p.m. on the 20th. The second semifinal in Class 5 will feature MICDS, who defeated Holt High School 59-47 yesterday at 4 p.m. And they will face Springfield Hillcrest. It's been a while since Springfield Hillcrest has been in a state title. And they defeated a very good Elias Catholic team out of Jefferson City, 71-57. So MICDS winning in double overtime, by the way. So very good ball game in that second overtime, I'm sure. And the first overtime, that'll be a 8 p.m. start on the 20th for MICDS and Hillcrest. State championship game will be 8 p.m. on the 21st. The third place game will be at 2 p.m. on the 21st. That is your preview for the state finals in Class 5 boys right there. In Class 6 boys action, it is Cardinal Ritter who defeated Marquette 81-76 in a close game on Saturday. They'll face Blue Spring South, who had a 1-point victory 74-73 against Oak Park in overtime in a wild matchup. And then DeSmet will face will face Rockhurst. DeSmet winning that game 77-54. And Rockhurst defeating Kickapoo 42-29 in their semifinal on Saturday. That will set up Cardinal Ritter and Blue Springs on the 20th at 2 p.m. and at 4 p.m. DeSmet and Rockhurst. Championship game will be the 21st at 6 p.m. and at noon will be the third place game for Class 6 boys. Electric is a proud supporter of the Dixon Bulldogs and all the schools in their district in Pulaski County, Missouri, along with Marys County and other locations throughout Missouri. Good luck to the Bulldogs and Lady Bulldogs this season from Gasco Sage Electric. G-Tech Fiber is built to last. Your local area internet run on Gasco Sage Electric power poles. Reach out to Gasco Sage Electric for all your G-Tech Fiber internet needs. Whether you live rural or in the city, they can provide internet. Chris Pills Basketball is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports, Pocahontas Redskins, and the area schools. Allen Hilliard Sports will once again be providing the coverage of the Waynesville Youth Football for grades kindergarten all the way to 6th grade this year, from week 1 all the way to the championship in November. Games will start first week of September. Be sure to reach out WIF Football if you'd like to play. Auto Service in Dixon, Missouri is a proud supporter of the Dixon Bulldogs and Lady Bulldogs this season, as well as all the other area schools and towns around Dixon, Missouri. If you need auto repairs, be sure to check him out on 801 West 4th Street, whether it be alignments, tires, whatever it need be. Check out Danny's Auto Service for all your small and big jobs in Dixon, Missouri.
The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
And we are back here again with the start of the girls' Final Four preview here. That is set up by first with Doniphan. Doniphan picking up a 55-45 victory over St. Francis Borgia. That was on the 13th on Friday. All these games are on the 13th on Friday for the girls. They will face a St. Joe Benton team who will follow their boys to the state finals. St. Joe Benton defeating Oak Grove 69-37. And then that will set up a 10 a.m. matchup on March 18th for the state semifinal. Cardinal Ritter picking up a 61-38 victory over Kirksville. They will face a Stratford Lady Indians team who defeated Nevada 66-54. Nevada, both teams making it, falling short of the Final Four. But Stratford will face Cardinal Ritter at noon on the 18th. The winners will play on the 19th at 4 p.m. The losers will play at 10 a.m. in the third place game at Mizzou Arena. That is your preview for the Class 4 Final Four for the girls. And our Class 5 girls preview here for the Final Four is Lift for Life defeating Festus 72-25. They will face the Grandview. Well, they'll face Grandview 45-31. They defeated Kearney 45-31. Grandview did, and their quarterfinal actually. They didn't have semifinals for that class. That'll set up a 6 p.m. matchup on the 18th. Lift for Life in Grandview at Mizzou Arena. MICDS will join the boys also. They defeated St. Dominic 42-38. They'll face Marshfield, who defeated Helias Catholic in the state quarterfinals 54-36. Both Helias teams falling in the quarterfinals also. That game will be an 8 p.m. game on the 18th. Winners will play at 8 p.m. on the 19th. The loser of the semifinal will play at 2 p.m. in the third place game. All those games at Mizzou Arena. And our girls' finals here, Final Four anyway. Jackson defeating Marquette 50-45 in the quarterfinal. Marquette, again, one of those teams, both girls' teams and boys' teams winning districts. It is Staley defeating Columbia Rockbridge 65-27. So Staley and Jackson will play at 2 p.m. on March 18th. And then Incarnate Word defeating Troy 63-34. These games all on the 13th on Friday. And Lee Summit West defeating Springfield Kickapoo 60-43. So it'd be Incarnate Word and Lee Summit West at 4 p.m. on the 18th. At 2 p.m. be Jackson and Staley. The winners will play at 6 p.m. for the state title. The losers of those games will play for third at noon. Incarnate Word, the multiple-time defending champion coming into this. So, Incarnate Word, a very strong program. That is your Class 6 girls preview. Borum of Cross Creek Realty is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Crocker Lions, as well as all the other area Frisco League teams in this part of Missouri. Be sure to check him out at Cross Creek Realty for all your home needs, whether it be selling a house or looking for a house. They have homes to sell and homes to buy. Rennie Tire Pro is your local tire shop in the Licking area. Be sure to check them out for whether it be just changing a tire, buying a set of new tires, small auto repair. Check out Rennie Tire in Licking, Missouri. Rennie Pharmacy is a proud supporter of the Licking Wildcats and Lady Wildcats this year. Be sure to check them out for all your pharmacy needs in Licking, Missouri. The Bank of Iberia is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Waynesville and Iberia communities, along with all the other Frisco League teams in the area. Be sure to give them a call. They are a member FDIC, Equal Home Housing Lender, 2 locations, Waynesville and Iberia.
The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, presented by the Bank of Billings, established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. Also presented by Liona, Labor's Local 663, Building Missouri and Building Missouri State. We go to St. Louis area now. We welcome in Incarnate Word Academy Red Knights head basketball coach Dan Rolfus. And Coach, as we mentioned before the show, officially a friend of the show now with your 3rd appearance.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I guess it's good to be an official friend.
You bet. There's only 22 on the list, so
okay.
Coach,
yeah.
Off to another rousing start here. Tell us about your team up to this point. What do you really like about what's your team doing really well right now?
Our team is playing really, really well now. Sharing the ball well. We're scoring at a really efficient rate. Right now we've got 6 seniors, and start 4 of them, and they've been in our system for years, and the efficiency at what we're playing at is fantastic, and I think with that senior leadership, both offensively and defensively, we can do a lot of different things. And, we're able to make a lot of adjustments at halftime, and kids know their scout well. And it's great to have that senior leadership.
Coach, you obviously, and folks know a lot about IWA or Incarnate Word Academy. You play a kind of a national type schedule. Tell us a little bit about that and how that works with regards to scheduling. Obviously, a lot of these are invitations, so your representation precedes itself.
Yeah, no, I mean, fortunately for us, we get invited to a lot of different shootouts, tournaments, throughout the country, and this year we actually went to the Bahamas to play, so that was fun. But each year we try to put a schedule together that's going to challenge our team and get us out of our comfort zone. And, obviously our main goal every year is to win a state championship. And to do that, I feel like you've got to travel, you got to play opponents from all over. That's going to show you different looks. So, by the time you get to the state tournament, that you're prepared. So, and this year we did that. We started out in Tipton, and for a small town in Missouri, they brought a bunch of really, really good teams. We played a team, from Arkansas, played a team, from Nebraska who were great opponents for us. And then we went to the Bahamas and played number 1 team in the country, and then also the number 4 team in the country, and we lost both of them. But I think we came back from that trip with a sense of focus in what we needed to work on as a team, and knock on wood, we haven't lost a game since, and we've played pretty well.
Coach, kind of a 2-part question here. One, being able to play in those tournaments, around the country and around the world, I guess, and in certain aspects, do you have a favorite destination? And in the second part, is there a tournament that you know of nationally or worldwide that you haven't got to play in that you would really like to play in?
Oh man, we've been lucky to play in some pretty good ones. This year going to the Bahamas, besides losing the 2 games, it's pretty. Yeah, it was fun. The resort was beautiful. We played right on the resort. The weather was great. It was a really nice experience. We've also been to Hawaii several times, and that's besides the length of the flight and 12, 13 hours. Playing in Hawaii is also beautiful. So but sometimes you could be in Hawaii or Omaha. You're still playing games. You still have to scout. Yeah, there's a lot of things you get to do that you need to do. It doesn't matter whether it's nice out or not. You still gotta watch film, take care of business, do your scout. So, but I'd say Hawaii and the Bahamas are probably 2 of my favorite.
It's gotta be hard to get kids up when they're for a game when they're they're living in the Midwest and in December or January and you're going to a beach. That may be the furthest thing from their mind.
Yeah, I'm fortunate. These guys, they know the drill. They've traveled before. You're playing some of the top teams in the country. So I really don't have a hard time focusing with them. They know if we don't perform well at these things, it'll be the end. Either you play well and perform well, or you don't get asked back.
Right. Outstanding. Well, Coach, you've got a couple of young ladies there beside you. You start with whomever you'd like, and we'll visit with them and find out more about them.
Yeah. Right in the middle here is Addie Owen. She's our point guard. She's been, a big part of our program for the last 4 years. And then next to Addie is Nevaeh Lucius. So she's a senior as well. She's our presence inside and has had a really, really, really good month. And she's been dominating inside. So she's been a big presence for us inside.
All right, we'll start to the outside there with Nevaeh. Nevaeh, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm outstanding. Tell us a little bit about your position and what your roles and responsibilities on the team are.
Yeah, no, I think as a senior, I definitely have to go out and be a leader. I mean, for me, I know my role, running the floor, getting those extra rebounds to get possessions for my team. They're always looking for me inside, so that also helps as well. So, yeah, just doing all the little things for them and stuff.
You talk about being a leader. Obviously, that's on the court and off the court. Tell us what kind of maybe your definition of a good leader is. What do you think a good leader? What are the qualities?
Yeah, I feel you have to be really loud on the court, just so like helping your teammates out. So I got your help, I got backside. Just especially for the younger ones that are really shy coming in. I feel having that loud voice for them will really help them want to talk. And coach over here, his biggest thing is talking on defense. So I feel having that loud voice, and then also just being a teammate where your teammates can come to you and really rely on you is important, because we're with each other all the time. So just knowing that they have your back and you have their back and stuff.
And Nevaeh, what are you doing throughout the day? Let's say you've got a game tonight, which you do. You're traveling to Raleigh to play Stratford, I believe.
Yes.
I heard a rumor. But what are you doing throughout the day to kind of get mentally and physically prepared? And maybe it begins the day before a game. What are you doing to kind of get prepared?
Yeah, no, I'm getting to bed early, have to get good amount of sleep. Definitely eating well, staying hydrated, and then also just going over our scout and making sure we're prepared for the game, because our preparation is one of the biggest things for us. So definitely just looking over that, going over film the day before and stuff. So
coming into this season, and I do this just by virtue of what I do. I look at schedules and I look for games that I really want to see or be at, including tonight's game with you versus a very good Stratford team. Do you find yourself looking at your schedule early on and maybe putting a little mental check mark by games or by teams that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially this season, us going to the Bahamas and playing those big games. I mean, we have to prepare beforehand, and just knowing that these are on the schedule, we have to know okay, this is what we have to be ready for. This is how we have to perform. So, we definitely have to have a good mental state going into those games for sure.
Nevaeh, if you could get maybe in a time machine and go back to one game over the last couple of years and play that game again, Maybe it's a game you had a lot of fun in. Maybe it's a game you felt like got away from you that you'd like to go back and try again. Are there games in your background that you think, man, I'd like to go try that and play that one again?
Yeah, no, definitely. There are a couple games where, like I felt like I could have performed a little bit better, or like our team could have beat like some teams, and like definitely like going back and like playing Sierra Canyon. Like I feel like those games like Ontario, yeah, like they're really good teams, but we're a really good team too, and so like just showing everybody that we can compete with those teams. So.
Those are the two teams that we lost to
Yeah.
in California, where Sierra Canyon and Ontario Christian.
Yeah, I'm looking right out of Ontario, California. As you talk about that leadership role, were there young ladies when you were a youngster, maybe an eighth grader or a freshman, that you really looked up to that kind of helped mold you into the player and the leader that you are today?
Yeah, no, I've had a lot of great teammates over the years, especially, going to different schools and stuff. Like, there's been a bunch of seniors that have really gotten me out of my comfort zone. And also, just like, I feel like developing a relationship with them has also helped me to be able to come out and know, like, I'm going to be this leader one day, so I'm going to have to do that. So, yeah.
All right. Any superstitions? Do you have to put your right shoe on first, or eat the same meal every day? Before a game? Do you have any?
I used to have Alani's before every game, but they really, I've learned that those give me a lot of energy, and I like to foul a lot. So I've had to cut out the Alani's, but I do like to get like 7 Brew or something like that, like a fun drink every game day. So.
Yeah. What's your go-to restaurant there? I mean, I grew up on the Hill in St. Louis. My father did. I should say I grew up in Mount Vernon, but I was born on the Hill. So there's some folks, some restaurants there, obviously. But do you have a favorite place to go to eat?
I like 54th Street Bar and Grill. I do love Texas Roadhouse too. I know that's everywhere, but that is one of our favorites, especially one of our team favorites too. So.
All right, Olivia. What is your least favorite drill to do in practice? If you see the
my least favorite, my least favorite is definitely zigzag ball handling drill. So.
All right, very good. Now, being a senior, have you made any decision as far as what you're going to be doing next year? I know you've got a lot of season left, but it's time. It's 2026, and that's the year you're going to graduate. What have you thought about as far as your future?
Yeah, no, I'm going to be attending Missouri State, playing basketball there. I haven't decided what I'm going to study in yet, but I plan to play basketball there. So. Yeah.
Well, I host a show, or kind of co-host a show on Fridays with Ned Reynolds and Scott Purrier and Art Haynes, and you came up this morning, so I knew where you were going.
Yeah.
I had that I was going to be visiting with the Incarnate Word Academy, and Navia, she's going to Missouri. She's coming here next year, so we did have that conversation. So anyway, hey, congratulations on a tremendous season up to this point, and go out and get a district championship and then a state championship. Get back on after both of those, and you'll be a friend of the show.
Yes.
All right. Next we have, I believe, Addie.
Yep.
All right. Tell us a little bit about what your roles and responsibilities are on the team.
Yeah. This year as a point guard and a senior point guard is a huge leadership opportunity for me. I think my biggest role is being a vocal leader on the court. So I'm going to be the loudest one on defense all the time. I'm going to lead the offense. I'm going to share the ball. When someone is down during a game, I'm going to lift them up every single time. And I also feel like my main thing is my hustle. I'm going to be everywhere on defense. I love playing defense. And I just feel like being a leader has been really big for me this year. And I also love to shoot the ball. So, yeah.
All right. Let's say that I'm at your next game and I'm sitting in the top row. Who am I going to be able to hear better, you or Navia?
It's probably me. I love to talk, and I have a really loud voice. It's probably me.
Loud the whole time.
All right, Eddie. What are you doing on a game day or even the day before to kind of get mentally and physically prepared?
Yeah. So the day before, I will go to my gym has like a recovery room. And I'll go in and do the Normatec boots, get my body right. I'll get good sleep. And then me and my dad will go work out in the morning before the game, just get some shots up, get a feel for the ball, do some ball handling. And then during school, just make sure you're eating right, before the game on the bus or wherever it is, know the scout, get it all down. And then before the game, just it takes a lot for me to like mentally prepare. So I got to like calm myself down because I get really excited to play. So I do a lot of mental preparing as well.
Plans for next year? What what have you thought about as part of your future?
Yeah, I am committed to SEMO, so I'll be playing basketball there for SEMO.
All right, down at Cape Girardeau.
Yep.
Yeah, my dad's in the Hall of Fame there. So
maybe I'll be next.
Yeah. You might be. You may be getting the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame just like your head coach.
Yes, that's the goal.
Congratulations on that too, Coach Rolfos. I saw that. Congratulations, well deserved. And so, what what if any superstitions do you have?
Me and my dad are very superstitious, so if I play bad in like a certain pair of shoes that he wears, he's never allowed to wear them again. Or if I play good and he's wearing a certain pair of shoes, he has to wear them every big game. Or if he wears a certain hat, he has to wear that hat. So like we have to go through a lot of shoes.
And hats, I would imagine.
Yes, there's a lot of shoes and hats in our family.
No, that's classic. That's a first for me. I have not heard that.
But, that's how we roll.
All right, Addie, if you could get in a time machine and go back to that 7th or 8th grader Addie yourself and give her some advice based on what you know right now as a senior, what advice would you go back and give yourself as a youngster?
I would just tell myself to just live in the moment and enjoy it, because now being a senior and it like all kind of coming to a close is kind of hard for me because it's been such an amazing journey. And I spent my 7th, 8th grade years like, I cannot wait to get to Incarnate, and I can't wait to be senior and be the starting point guard, and I can't wait. But I just wish I would have just lived in the moment a little bit more and realized that this is a very short amount of time that we have, and make the most out of it every second you can.
It goes by fast, doesn't it?
It does, really fast. Yeah.
All right, very good. Well, congratulations and best of luck as you go forward.
Thank you so much.
Now, Coach, you guys are about ready to get on a bus and head to Raleigh here this afternoon. Taking on a very good Stratford Indian team, number 1 ranked team in Class 4. Got a couple of Coach Larson's daughters kind of, carrying the water for them. Very good. We're very well coached. What are your thoughts going into tonight's game?
Yeah, no, watched a ton of film on them last night and today. They're very well coached. They transition very well. Both the Larsons can shoot it and get to the rim. Very well balanced. I mean, it'll definitely be a challenge, especially on a short scout like this. I know they played last night as well. But yeah, I mean, for us, it's a great opportunity to play a good opponent. At this time of year, we've practiced a million times. We need to play games and we need to be challenged. So it'll definitely be a challenge tonight for sure.
How did this come about? Maybe a snow game lost or something?
Exactly. We were supposed to go to Louisville to play a couple games, and we got a ton of snow. They got a ton of snow, and it got snowed out. And Coach Larson reached out and asked if we wanted to play, and we just found a day we could both make it, and we just decided to meet in the middle and play in Raleigh. And I think it'll benefit both of us, by playing a good opponent this time of the year.
What a difference just a couple of weeks makes here in Missouri with the weather. And when meteorologists start, when they start forecasting the weather using Gatorade flavors, Arctic Blast and all that stuff, I get a little nervous. Anytime you hear a Gatorade flavor and the meteorologist precipitation, all that stuff, I get a little bit nervous. But it's great now. We may pay for it at this time. And well, Coach, I greatly appreciate you guys making yourselves available, and thank you for trusting me with your student athletes. And it's always a pleasure and an honor to get to visit with you.
Yeah, thanks. And I'm so glad I'm a friend of the show now. So I appreciate that.
All right, and I have one question for all three of you. You can just signal to the positive by raising your hand. I am a mandated reporter for the Missouri State Highway Patrol. And the question is, do you always wear your seatbelt?
Always.
Yes.
I do too. All
Of
the
course.
time. All the
Very
time.
good. Well, they watch these videos, and that's a question I end with all of them. So they pulled a couple folks over when they recognized you. And of course, you guys are big.
We'll have it on. I can guarantee that.
All right. Very good. Very good. Well, ladies and coach, best of luck. Thanks so much for your time today. And we will hopefully be visiting with you down the road here as we head towards the state championship.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're watching High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, hey, take that 3 seconds and get out of the lane. No, take 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. We'll be back after this.
Things are a little tight for Terrence right now. But they won't be for long, because Central Bank makes it easier for customers like Terrence to dream bigger.
More room would be nice.
With mortgage solutions that can open the door to more space.
That's what I'm talking about.
For his growing family.
Growing family?
Honey, guess what?
You got this, buddy.
Everyone has a ritual. That small thing we do to keep us focused.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game?
To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health.
Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
Love your mind.
Progressive Ozark Bank in Licking, Missouri is a supporter of the Licking Wildcats and Lady Wildcat athletics, including this Frisco League tournament for the boys and the girls, and the district tournament. Thank you, Progressive Ozark Bank. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Town and Country Bank is also a supporter of the Licking Wildcats and Lady Wildcats, along with other activities in the Licking area and Texas County. Be sure to stop by, give them a call, member FDIC, for all your banking needs. Town and Country Bank in Licking, Missouri. And we are going to go over the state wrestling champions here. First, we're going to start with the boys for the state. We'll go with the top 10 here of each class. Starting Class 1, it was Centralia winning the state championship with 115.5 points. Merceline picking up second with 106.5. North Callaway at 105 picking up third. And your final four team is Lathrop with 90, followed by number 5 Warsaw, Lawson, Brookfield, Mayfield, Cameron, and topping out your top 10 is St. Pius out of Festus in Class 1 boys wrestling. Class 2 boys, we actually have, what's going on here? Oh, never mind. It changed what I'm reading on here. But anyways, we'll go to Class 1 actually. Actually, we will have a whole nother segment here. We'll do this next week for individual champions because there's a lot of them. Anyways, team scores here. Class 2, Odessa with 130.5. Seneca with 127.5. Mexico with 121. And Savannah with 108, rounding out your top 4. Followed by St. Genevieve at 5. Father Tolton 6. Oak Grove at 7. Southern Boone 8. Excelsior Springs at 9. And Cassville at 10 with 60 points. In your Class 3 boys, it is St. Michael winning the state championship with 172.5. Kearney 155.5. Elias Catholic 141. And Hillsboro at 92 to round out your top 4. Carl Junction picked up 5th. Jefferson City 6th. Willard 7th. Whitfield 8th. Warrenton 9th. And Hannibal 10th with 59.5 points. And your biggest class, Class 4 for boys wrestling, it will be Liberty, 161.5, Hickman, 159.0, St. Pius out of Kansas City, 132.5. And CBC, 106.5. Lafayette Wildwood picked up 5th. Neosho 6th. Zumwalt North 7th. Seckman 8th. Fort Osage 9th. And Francis Howell North 10th with 52 points. That is your boys' team scores for the MSHSAA State Wrestling Championships at Mizzou Arena this year. ZCM Timber Harvesting is a supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Iberia Rangers and Lady Rangers in this basketball tournament. Want to thank them for being a big sponsor of this tournament once again. Go Rangers and Lady Rangers. Good luck from ZCM Timber Harvesting. Shelton Welding Custom Fab and Repair in Dixon, Missouri. Give them a call for all of your needs on your trucks, your home, whatever it may be. If it's a welding job, Shelton Welding and Custom Fab and Repair can make it right. And for your girls' state championships, it is Kearney picking up the Class 1 victory. Only 2 classes in girls. Kearney winning with a 130.5 in the points. St. Genevieve 111.0. Odessa 66.0 and St. Charles West 64.0. Followed by Brookfield in 5th, Festus in 6th, Zumwalt South in 7th, DeSoto 8th, Marshfield 9th, and St. Clair in 10th. 47.5 points. In the large class for the girls, it is Nixa picking up the victory, 122.5. Willard, again out of the COC, 114.0. Troy Buchanan, 96. And Liberty, 95. Followed by Fort Osage in 5th, Francis House Central in 6th. North KC in 7th, Republic in 8th, Eureka in 9th, and Staley in 10th. And locally, your Waynesville Tigers coming in 14th in state. Congratulations to the Lady Tigers in that with a top 15 victory in Missouri. That is your girls wrestling wrap up there. We'll go through next week. We'll have all the individual champions of each class, and we'll talk about them. We'll have a special segment coming up here. We'll talk with the semi-pro game day football, and we'll also look at some Arkansas State Championships. We'll be back. Pawn Shop is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and all the area schools, including the Frisco League basketball tournament. Be sure to visit them down by the front gate of Fort Leonard Wood. The Bank of Crocker, since 1911, has been in Pulaski County and the surrounding area for many years. They have home loans, auto loans, whatever loans you need. Give them a call. They are member FDIC and the Equal Housing Home Lender.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
All right, we're going to look at our boys first here as the state champions in Arkansas, since basketball's ended there also this last week. It was Earl with a 70-58 victory over Clarendon, the 3 seed. Earl was a 2 seed. In that, also first in their region for both of them. And looking at, that is Class 1. Looking at Class 2, it is Mount Vernon Eola falling to Barton in the tournament there. So Barton picking up the state championship victory. And then we have in Class 3, it is Osceola picking up a victory at home, 55-51 against Newport. Again, Centennial State Bank sponsoring the class, or the boys Arkansas State Basketball Championships. It is Hall out of Little Rock defeating Mills University Academy, 58-54 in Class 4. And in Class 5, at Farmington, another Little Rock school, it is Parkview, defeating Marion 63-57 for the Class 5 state title. And in Class 6 at Bryant, it was Bryant picking up the victory at home also, 58-50 over Central. I'm assuming that is Little Rock Central. I don't know, it just says Central, but either way, Bryant picking up that victory there in the state championships. We're going to go back and we're going to take a look at the girls basketball here. See if we can find it here, girls brackets. I'm on their website here. You go to AAA.com to find all of these, by the way. On the girls' side of things, in Class 1, it is Earl sweeping the state in Class 1, 73-54 over Westside. Class 2, it is Quitman defeating Sloan Hendricks, a team that I have covered in the past, a very good basketball team. And at Osceola, it is Manila defeating McGinney 49-42 to win the Class 3 state title. Class 4 at Moreton, it is Pulaski Academy defeating Pea Ridge 56-43 to win the Class 4 girls title. And at Class 5, it is Farmington defeating Mountain Home 74-39. One of the Final Four teams was Nettleton, a team that came to Waynesville a while back also. And in Class 6, we do not have a champion yet on that for some reason, but they played yesterday. It was North Little Rock and her Bear. See if we can get a score. We do not have a score on that. I'm not sure why, but pretty sure North Little Rock won that ball game. But North Little Rock and Bear played yesterday at 6 p.m. That has not been updated. That is your Arkansas State basketball champions for 2026. Thank you for watching Allen Hilliard Sports. Be back with some more content for you.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping. Got a few minutes? You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
The Dixon Athletic Booster Club is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Dixon community, as well as the Dixon athletic programs. Be sure to join the Booster Club. All the money goes to help support the Dixon athletes in the community, whether it be high school, middle school, baseball, basketball, whatever it is. Check out the Dixon Booster Club on Facebook to become a member. $200 to be a corporate sponsor on the video board in the gym. And this is Allen Hilliard here, Allen Hilliard Sports. Again, thank you for joining me on this week's podcast here. We had a excerpt from earlier from the Incarnate Word Girls that was done by the scoreboard guy on the Missouri Sports Network there. But anyways, we're going to first look at some of our spring previews here. Our first game, official game, will be on Friday. Waynesville Tigers against the Conway Bears. The Jamboree will be played, I believe, I didn't hear anything about that, but it'll be Tuesday or Wednesday. I probably will not stream that. At least that's not the plan right now. On the 20th, which is Friday, Waynesville will play the Conway Bears. On the 26th, the Waynesville Tigers will travel to Camdenton for baseball. On the 27th, they'll travel to Osage for baseball. Then they have a 3-game homestand on the 31st against Neosho, on the 2nd against Webb City. Their first 2 COC games, and their third one will be against the Republic Tigers in the orange and black matchup. On the 7th, they'll go to Willard on the 9th. They have the Eugene Quad over the weekend on the 10th and 11th. Then they will host Springfield Parkview in a that is a conference game on the 14th. They'll travel on the 16th to Carthage. They'll host the Salem Tigers, another Tigers matchup, on 4/17. On the 21st, they'll travel to Nixa. 2 days later, on the 23rd, they'll travel down the road to Rolla, actually. They will play Rolla, but that game will be at Missouri S&T. So I'm assuming, is Rolla playing at Missouri S&T? I don't know. The game's at Missouri S&T though, so who knows? We may try to get that game covered for you too. We'll figure that out. On the 28th, against Kickapoo. On 4:30 against Lebanon at home also. They'll travel to the Salem tournament on 4:30 to 5/2 that week. They'll travel to St. James on May 4th. On May 5th, they'll host Glendale. And their final 3 games will be a road game at Central on the 7th. Then a short break on the 12th. They'll host Ozark. And they'll end their season at Capital City High School on the 14th. Most of these games, all 4:30 starts. 23rd is a Saturday game against Rolla at S&T. So a 2 p.m., not tip-off, 2 p.m. ball game there. That is our boys matchup here for the Waynesville Tigers for baseball. We're going to take a look at the girls' soccer season. We'll be bringing you coverage of all of their games also. They will start off with the Jamboree in Dixon. That will be on Wednesday. Much nicer day to do the Jamboree. On the 23rd, at Camdenton. On the 24th, they'll host Bolivar. That's our first game that we will do. It's on a Tuesday, I believe. Then they are at Lakeway with Richland on the 26th. They'll host Joplin on the 30th. On the 31st, they'll travel to Neosho for a road trip. They got the Southwest Showdown on 4/2 to 4/4. They'll go to Republic on the 7th. On the 9th, they'll host Willard. They'll travel to Rolla and Parkview on the 11th and the 14th. On April 16th, they'll host Carthage. On the 21st, they'll host Nixa. On the 28th, they'll travel to Springfield Kickapoo. They'll host Lebanon on the 30th. On May 5th, they'll travel to Glendale. On May 7th, they'll host Springfield Central. Then you have the Osage Girls Soccer Shootout. And then on the last 2 games on the road against Ozark on the 12th. And on May 14th, they'll close their season out at Eugene. We'll cover also their districts there, but we do appreciate you for joining us here on Allen Hilliard Sports. Again, we'll bring you live coverage of nearly every home event here from Waynesville. And we'll have some more previews for you and wrap-ups from the spring. Again, thank you for joining me, Allen Hilliard Sports. It has been a pleasure. Security Bank is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports, and they are the main supporter this year and sponsor of all broadcasts with Allen Hilliard Sports. They've been around since World War II through the thick and the thin, supporting the Waynesville St. Robert community through all these years of growth, and continue to support the Waynesville St. Robert community through 2 locations in Waynesville and St. Robert, one in downtown by the courthouse, the other location in St. Robert. Be sure to check out Security Bank of Pulaski County for all your banking needs. They are member FDIC, whether it be car loan, house loan, they can make it happen. Again, thank you, Security Bank, for all your support. And Security Bank wishes the best for all the Tigers and Lady Tigers this season in all their competitions, whether it be arts or athletics. Again, Security Bank of Pulaski County, 2 convenient locations.
You've been knocked down and got up.